Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eric and I like to read, and today I'm going to be doing my September new book releases video. So this is the video where I talk about the books that I'm excited for that are coming out in September. There's not too many on the list this time, but there are a couple that definitely intrigued me, and so I'm excited to share those with you guys. Anyways, let's just jump right into it. The first one is called Rouge, and this is by Mona Awad. And this one, I'm just going to read the brief synopsis because that's all I want to know going into it. But it says, a horror-tinted gothic fairy tale about a lonely dress shop clerk whose mother's unexpected death sends her down a treacherous path in pursuit of youth and beauty. Can she escape her mother's fate and find a connection that is more than skin deep? That's all I want to know about it because it sounds pretty cool. And yeah, I kind of want to go into it with just that and see where it goes. Gothic fairy tale, that's a key word for me. I like that and I think it's going to be pretty cool. So we'll see how that one goes. Speaking of fairy tales, we have A Study in Drowning, and this is also one that kind of follows along with that, but it's more fantasy fairy tale. So listen to this synopsis because it sounds pretty good. Effie Sayer has always believed in fairy tales. She's had no choice. Since childhood, she's been haunted by visions of the Fairy King. She's found solace only in pages of Angarad, author Emrys Mirrodin's beloved epic about a mortal girl who falls in love with the Fairy King and then destroys him. Pausing for a second. All of the names in fantasy books are wild and so hard to pronounce, at least to me. Anyways, continuing. Effie's tattered dog-eared copy is all that keeps her afloat through her stifling first term at Lyre's prestigious architecture college. So when Mirrodin's family announces a contest to design the late author's house, Effie feels certain this is her destiny. But Hiraeth Manor is an impossible task, a musty, decrepit estate on the brink of crumbling into a hungry sea, and when Effie arrives, she finds she isn't the only one who's made a temporary home there. Preston Halery, a stodgy young literature scholar, is studying Mirrodin's papers and is determined to prove her favorite author is a fraud. As the two rival students investigate the reclusive author's legacy, piecing together clues about his letters, books, and diaries, they discover that the house's foundation isn't the only thing that can't be trusted. There are dark forces, both mortal and magical, conspiring against them, and the truth may bring them both to ruin. Ooh, that sounds really good. It sounds like there definitely could be some sort of romance element in this as well, but also deeper, darker secrets that are also probably going to become uncovered. I don't know. But yeah, it sounds interesting, and that would be a pretty cool opportunity to be able to be an architect student winning a contest to design somebody's house for them. That'd be pretty sweet, especially your favorite author. Yeah. So yeah, that one sounds pretty cool, and I also think the cover's very pretty, so that does help bring my attention in. Alright, on to the next one. The next two are just quick ones, but this one's called The Scarlet Veil by Shelby Mahurin, and so this is a book set in the same world as her Serpent and Dove series, and it's following a vampire, so that sounds really cool. And then Stephen King has come out with a new book called Holly, and apparently this is following a character that he has written before, but they're investigating a murder mystery, and so that character is brought back for this book to solve some sort of murder mystery. I don't know much else than that, but it's Stephen King. He's got a million books out there, so it's probably going to be good. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so this next one's called Not Forever, But For Now by Chuck Palahniuk, and this one intrigued me because I've read other books by Chuck Palahniuk. He's mainly known for Fight Club, but I read his graphic novel Fight Club 2, and I really enjoyed that. And so that kind of pulled me in when I saw his name, and this one sounds really good. Listen to this because I think after I read this you're going to want to read it too. So it says, meet Otto and Cecil, two brothers growing up privileged in the Welsh countryside. They enjoy watching nature shows, playing with their pet pony, impersonating their grandfather, and killing the help. Murder is the family business after all. Downtown Abbey. This is not. However, it's not so easy to continue the family legacy with the constant stream of threats and distractions seemingly leaping from the hedgerow. First, there is the matter of the veritable cavalcade of escaped convicts that kept showing up at their door, not to mention the debaucherous new tutor who has a penchant for speaking in Greek and dismembering sex dolls. Then there's Mummy's burgeoning opioid addiction, and who knows where Daddy is. He just vanished one day after he and Mummy took a walk in the so-called ghost forest. With Grandfather putting pressure on Otto to step up, it becomes clear that this will all end in only two ways: a nuclear apocalypse or just another day among the creeping thistle and tree peonies. And in a novel written by Chuck Palahniuk, either are equally possible. So I feel like this one's going to be good and it's going to mess with your head at the same time. But it's also like following a family that is like known for history's greatest murders. So I think this is just like such a weird concept for a book, and I'm intrigued. Like, I'm definitely pulled into the concept and I want to see where it goes from there. A family of murderers sounds fun. This next one's called The Stranger Upstairs, and I definitely think there's another book that has the same title that I've heard of before. But anyways, this one is following the story of a social media influencer who decides to buy like a so-called murder home and renovate it and live in it. And so they buy this murder home, they start doing renovations, but they realize that as they're doing renovations, things start happening in the house. They start getting notes left for them that are kind of like threatening notes. And the more they renovate the house, the angrier these notes get, and the more things start happening or continuing to happen or get worse. And so I'm sure there's going to be like a really big build up for something at the end, but this is just like fascinating to me because if I knew a house was a murder house, there's no way I would buy it to live in, let alone renovate. Like, I would not be doing any fixing up in that place because I would know that things have gone on in those walls and I wouldn't want to be there. So yeah, I'm just intrigued to see what happens with this character and how these renovations go and what they uncover, because I feel like there's going to be some dark things in that house. But yeah, it sounded like a fun thriller, so I would definitely pick this one up. And then the last one I had on my list was Hemlock Island, and so this is following a main character who has this plot of land on like a little island, and they have been renting out this place to strangers because they got a divorce during the pandemic, and so in order to keep their plot of land that they had, the two of them had to offer to rent it out so that other people could pay for the renting, and then that would help them pay for like the plot of land that they had because they wanted to keep it. So I think what happens is the wife and the husband both go to the island because they heard that something terrible had happened there. Like, one of their renters had reported that they found like claw marks in the closet door, and it looked like somebody like had tried to escape but didn't. And so the wife goes there, the husband goes there. I think they bring some people, like I think the wife brings her niece and the husband brings his sister, and then a friend ends up going there. Somehow there ends up being like 6 people there, and they discover a body. And then so from there they go to leave the place, but only one of them gets out of there. It didn't say who in the description, but one of them gets out, and then the rest are kind of stuck on the island, and things start to go downhill from there. So this sounds like something I would like because it is a secluded setting thriller, and I'm a big fan of those. I really like that style of thriller. I don't know. There's just something about being stuck somewhere and not being able to escape, and there's some like murder or something that just, I love it. I don't know. I love it. I love shows like that. I love books like that. So yeah, I don't want to be in that situation. I just like reading about it. But anyway, so that's what makes me want to read this one. And those are all the books that I'm interested that are coming out in September. If you guys know of any more, definitely put them in the comments down below because I'm always excited to learn about new books coming out. If you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon and a Ko-fi page, which I'll put in the description down below, as well as a link to buy my bookmarks. You guys know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you get notified when I post new videos. I post some videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Until next time, keep on reading.